Hopefully this angle's okay for you. I'm in my sauna blanket. The lights off. I've been driving all day. I left at 10 o'clock this morning. I left the house, took my daughter to school. I dropped her off at the college. And then I left for the airport, which is typically like a 2.5 hour drive. But traffic was really, really bad. Like most of the drive was going like 20 miles per hour. So, this is awkward, huh? Whatever, there's worse online. This is fine. My face is so inflamed. So when I get back on my fasting and detoxing, you'll see the inflammation in my face go down a lot. I can't wait. And the fat will go away. I'm a little frustrated because my son does not. He's 17. He works so hard. He's got like the hardest work ethic. But we had a disagreement. Most of the ride back from the airport was good because I love it. I love riding with him when we just listen to music. That's always been like our thing. Like when he was learning to drive, I'd like toss him the car keys and I'm like, let's go. And he'd be like, oh, really? And he'd jump in the car and we'd play Zach Bryan, No Kahan. He's probably, I love it. Yeah, he has the best taste in music. I love his music taste. But anyway, we were almost home and I was talking about like possibly getting a job at this plasma center so that I could get benefits because I need to get my teeth fixed. Bad. I'm really insecure about my teeth. And then that started a whole conversation of how I need to contribute and how he thinks I'm you think you're entitled, you think you're better than everyone else, that you don't have to work. And all I heard from his mouth was, not my son. That was not my son's typical language or way that he talks. And he was basically just parroting. I just picked him up he was in Oregon for 2 weeks with my ex-husband's friends who are parents to his friends, like his childhood friends. So my son's friends from when he was little. And so he just got a nice 2-week dose of let's roast your mom. So I really got a taste of that by proxy, like through my son. I knew it wasn't him, but it still hurt, But I'm like, no, I'm not lazy. And if you really want to have this conversation, we can all sit down together and talk about it. Like you and me and Victoria, like me and my kids, not just in the car randomly where my son is like berating me and belittling me and talking down to me and calling me names. I'm not gonna talk to you like this. So we can sit down and discuss this later. But I'm not doing this. And he's like, the Bible says. I was like, what? I definitely didn't teach him that. That's not coming from me. So I don't know where you heard that. We were literally put on this earth to work and rest on the Sabbath. And I'm like, no, bruh, if you want to believe that, you have every right to believe what you want to believe. But those are not my beliefs. I don't believe that our purpose, humanity's purpose is to work and be slaves. Sorry. That patriarchy's coming down, bro. Get with the program. Come on. I'm like, no, Colton, we're creators. He's like, oh, you like to create these messes. I'm like, yeah, I'm a messy creative. That's how I am. He is a Virgo, and Virgos are very, I don't know. His room's a mess. And I don't even have my own space. I'm on the couch. Literally. Like, I could turn the camera and show you. There's the couch with a blanket and a pillow and a laundry basket with my clothes. I don't even know where my makeup is. I don't know where anything of mine is. I don't have anything. I'm venting. But my whole point in discussing this is he thinks that I should go back to waiting tables for $2.13 an hour. Yeah. If any of you didn't know, the only state that I'm aware of, it might be Washington too, but it used to be only Oregon. Oregon was the only state that would pay full minimum wage plus tips. So Texas, where I live, you get $2.13 per hour, which basically just pays my taxes. And if tables don't tip me, then I don't make money to pay my bills. And then that gives the restaurant owners the mindset, and they do this here because I've lived it and worked in every restaurant in this town. They overstaff because it's slave labor. It's $2 an hour. So why not have a bunch of servers on hand? We're all standing around with thumbs up our asses waiting for a table. And there were many, many nights where I would go to work at 4 p.m. and get home at midnight with $18, $20. And that's it. Because I'd get one table. And you have to tip out. So you also have to tip out like bussers and the kitchen staff and stuff. So you don't keep all your tips. And you get taxed on your tips. Anyway, it's not worth it. And I refuse to go back. So I did leave and I went to the Netherlands and with the hope, I took my whole Etsy studio with me, and I planned on like reviving my business on Etsy, because when I was doing that before, I was making really good money, like plenty to support us. And but I didn't even do not one reading while I was there, and I carried all that stuff with me across the world. It's crazy. But I did meet a bunch of cool people at this restaurant I worked at, so that was cool. But for my son to call me like entitled and lazy, I'm like, come on. You've seen me your whole life work 3 jobs. I'm not even exaggerating. 2 full-time restaurant jobs, and then I would do, on whatever time off I had, I would go do like Uber Eats and stuff like that, gig work. Or I was a liquor rep on my off days and would go to like promo events and liquor stores, and I got paid $25 an hour doing that. And I got free alcohol, but I'd give it as gifts. Anyway, my son is of the mindset of like, we just have different views. I'm worth more than $2 an hour. I'm worth more than $15 an hour. My life, $15 an hour would be like roughly $100 a day after taxes. Like I just know I'm not doing it. I'm going to create, motherfuckers. Ah! So frustrated. So he was like, I want you out. Maybe he didn't mean it, but I said, okay, it's your house. Because while I was out of the country, they had to find any place to live, and this is their home. I'm in my kids' house. It's super tiny, and I'm not contributing financially right now because I'm trying to build something bigger. I'm the only one who believes in myself right now. And that's okay. His brain is still developing. He's only 17, and he does work hard, so that has to be maddening. I remember one of their friends from youth group got kicked out of his house, and we had an extra room. I had a really nice house, and we had an extra bedroom. I'm like, you can stay here and get on your feet. And I was hoping he'd get a job and like do well for himself, like give him a leg up on life, like this 18-year-old kid who was kicked out. But 4 months came and went, and he didn't work. He didn't do anything for himself, and it was really, really frustrating to see. I remember feeling really frustrated with him. But he's a good kid. We ended up moving to a little tiny place after that, so he had to go find somewhere else. But he lived with us for 4 months. So I'm glad that we were able to give him at least like a safe, loving place for 4 months. I'm thinking about that because it makes me try to like look from my son's perspective, how he's frustrated with me because in his mind, I should be working at a restaurant, you know, like I've always done, but I'm not. I can't do it. My friend said I could move to Costa Rica. She's been asking me to move there, actually, ever since I was in the Netherlands. She's like, girl, you need to just come here. I'm like, I miss my kids. And now I'm with my kids, and they're like, you're annoying. You're dead weight. You need to go. So if he really wants me to leave, I'll go. Like, I'll just sleep in my car. I mean, I have no problem doing that. I've always wanted to do van life. Hey, I'll buy a gym membership and I'll shower there and work out there. I'll get skinny. No, what I need to do is I need to look at this from the perspective of, I don't know. I don't even know. You hear those cats? My kids got kittens, and we already have dogs. I'm like, they don't get along, so the cats stay in my son's room and just meow all day. It's sad. Anyway. Sauna Confessionals. I'll make that a little series we can do. You hear those poor cats? But if I let them out, the dogs will eat them. Yeah, it's time for me to move on. My kids don't need me. They're very self-sufficient. They both very smart and capable. I think my next step will be Costa Rica. I wanted it to be Italy, but I'm not ready. And I want to make sure that I have my Etsy up and running again before I move abroad. So I think after my daughter's birthday, that's what I'll do. I'll move to Costa Rica. And I love the ocean. I need the ocean. Oh, I miss the ocean. It's my happy place. It's just sad. I just wish he understood where I was coming from. Like, it's just, yeah. I've been in survival mode my whole life, and I'm not going back to it. I don't want to go backwards. Yeah, and yeah, I would live in my car before going back to $2.13 an hour. Being talked down to and treated like shit. This one restaurant I worked at, these girls were like, what's wrong with you? You're 40? Why are you waiting tables? Are you on drugs? I was like, oh, honey. I was like, in Portland, I bartended at a rooftop bar, at a restaurant you probably could never afford. I didn't say that, but in my head, I was like, you have no clue. Go live some life. Get out of your little town. But yeah, I've worked everywhere from like dive bars to like top tier Michelin star restaurants, you know. I prefer the dive bars. But I'm over it. I can't work for the people. I need to like share what I want to leave a mark on the world. I want to inspire and encourage and mean something. And there's all these people that are monetized on YouTube. There's no reason you can't be or I can't be. Like, that's what I'm going to go after. I'm going to create and share and trust that I'm in alignment with my calling and eventually open up that retreat center that I want to open in Italy. And share that. I'm just going to share myself with the world, and I'm not going to go back to self-abandonment. in any way, shape, or form, whether that be in a relationship or at a job. I'm just not going to do it. And if my 17-year-old kid can't understand that, then sorry, buddy. I love you. Maybe one day you'll understand. Am I really going to post this publicly? This is a little embarrassing, like having just like my fat out, but it's all right. You guys can compare my first fat sauna sessions to the after, what it will look like when I'm done getting healthy and fasting and get all the swollen and the puffiness gone. Even my hair, you can just tell it's not healthy. I need to start juicing. I'll get there. One day at a time, and I'm not going back to slave labor, so suck it! Bye.